that chair. Otherwise you're going to get Mr. Rude doing just sitting there. They go, keep going, 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 keep going. Good. All right, Mr. Rude, when you're ready.
All right.
Good afternoon, Jamie.
Good afternoon.
It's very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Won't you please have a seat? Would you please tell me about yourself?
Well, during elementary and high school, I was always good at math and everything like that. I always passed every math class there was. And like during like the end of my senior year, I was wondering what I wanted to do. You know, what type of job do I want? And when I was wondering this, I got a phone call at NBC saying, "Hey, what are you good at in high school?" And I said, "Math." I said, "Oh, you should look at accounting." And I was like, "All right, I'll check it out. I'll take the tour and everything." And when I took the tour, she was telling me what all the benefits of accounting and all that, and how there was like a high rate of employment and everything. And I was like, "Yeah, this sounds like a good program for me to be in." So, and it had to do with numbers too. So I took it, and like during the first day, I was like, how am I going to do in accounting? It was kind of scary at first, you know, because I had no history in accounting in high school and none of that. But after taking all the lessons, you know, that you taught us and all that, I figured that I could do it, you know, and it was really interesting and everything. And so it wasn't hard at all. First term went pretty great, you know, B plus. I like that, you know, and all the other terms. So it was, you know, I started, everything was being a little bit more easier. And later on, and after I'm done graduating in NBC, my goal is to get a job, a steady job as an accountant for some type of company. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking to do figure out.
Okay, minute 53. Mr. Rude, what are your initial reactions?
Given that you told me you were nervous earlier today, I think you ended up doing better than I think you thought you would.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You said you included a lot of really good information in there, and you know certainly with more practice and getting used to talking more to people who you're just meeting for the first time, I think you can only refine it that much more. So, but
I think you got some good stuff, but I also think you rambled at some points.
Yeah.
I
And
agree.
Even I figured I'm like, oh no, I'm rambling. And
well, let's get to that. Why? How did you prepare for this?
well, I prepared, you know, after being excited from the mock interview, even just yesterday, I was like, how am I going to do this 60 second right now? You know, so I try to prepare myself as much as possible. You know,
But how?
afterward.
But how? Give me specifics. And then
I was first. What I did was I grabbed a piece of paper, you know, and then I put points on what I wanted to say, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna say this, that. I want to get to the main points, you know, but I don't know how the little edits are going to be, you know. So I started talking to myself a lot in the mirror, you know, but I started realizing that I kept changing my stories.
well, but that's going to happen because you know you never really say it the same way. It's kind of like a snowflake twice. Why do you want to be an accountant? Give me the real answer. Give me the Jamie answer. Don't give me the what does Mr. Stewart, Mr. Rude want to hear.
Well, as I said before, from the high employment there was, you know, and I wanted to do something with numbers.
So your primary reason to be an accountant is because you could probably get a job in.
Yeah, basically. That's
So if I'm trying to hire you, and Mr. Rude, I think you'd back me up on this. If you tell me that the only reason, or maybe the one reason or primary reason that you want to be an accountant is that there's a lot of jobs, what am I supposed to think? Right, Mr. Root?
Yeah,
It would,
I
it
understand what
would,
you're saying. That
Yeah.
it's,
it wouldn't, if I was an employee and I hear someone like that, that wouldn't sound good.
Yeah,
That's not what you want to hear. You want to hear he's really interested in the job or something. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
So that was my question.
Yeah.
So let me reword it. Why are you interested in being an accountant?
Because it's pretty interesting too.
Why is it interesting to you?
Because you get to learn a lot of.
Don't tell me you. Tell me. Don't tell me you me. Tell me you I. I what? Jamie what? Why is Jamie so interested?
Why is, I don't want to say money. I just like it because it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to explain why I like it.
Give me your best shot.
Okay.
Don't worry about me understanding. Just give me your best shot.
Okay, I'll try my best. I think I like it because, you know, from all that how businesses work, you know, I was really interested too in how's the financial planning for them, you know, like how do they work it financially? And being taught that, I kind of understood, you know, and it puts more in depth on what I know on like how companies run, and that was really interesting for me at that point. So,
Have you always been interested in how companies run?
even in high school when I was interested in math, I was kind of curious how it was, you know, and when I joined the program in accounting, it taught me more than what I.
You're getting into the BS part of it. Have you always been interested in how companies run?
A bit. I was curious.
Why?
Um,
What's the first memory that you have of being interested in how a company was doing financially?
I think it was an economics class.
So high school economics class?
Yeah.
So who's your teacher?
Who was my teacher?
Yeah. Doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But you remember?
Yeah, I remember hearing something about how businesses run, kind of. But
Did you have to do a project where you had to look at the finances of a business?
No, not that I recall.
But there was a lesson,
Yeah,
there was something that you were
something,
talking
you know,
about it, there was a
yeah.
discussion, and it got your interest peaked.
Yeah.
So did you start looking on your own into finances of businesses?
No, not at all. You know, I want to do something. I heard something about businesses, but I was more interested into the math and the numbers. You know, so I really didn't know what I wanted to do.
It's not whether you wanted to do, I'm just trying to find, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying, Jamie, to get as close to the beginning point of when you realize that you're interested in numbers and finance and how businesses run, because the closer you get to, I call it the seed of your dream, basically, the seed of your passion, the better you're able to explain it. And I think, Jamie, I think part of your nervousness is that, and I think it's typical, you really haven't thought about it, you just kind of have done it. And when you're good at something, that's typically what you do, is you just do it because that's what you know.
Yeah.
And when you have to sit down, because you even said, I don't know if I can explain it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter whether I understand or not, it's the attempt to try.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, you're not going to talk to, in an interview, you're not going to talk to someone like me, who you have to explain it to. You're going to talk to someone like Mr. Root, who already understands it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have this goes back to written comm, right? Know your audience. You don't have to say so much. You don't have to give so much background. You just say it. The person who's interviewing you is interested in business.
Yeah.
They're interested in numbers. They're interested in accounting.
Yeah.
And so are you. And so your stories are not the same, of course not, but they're similar enough. They have a connection that in doing that now, you have connected to that person And now you should not be so nervous. Now you should not have to worry about, am I explaining this right? You're just, this is how it is. I want you to get to that point. Your assignments. And you don't have to tell me, because it's not going to mean anything to me, but this is for your mock interviewer. Between now and then, you're going to think about why you really are interested in accounting. You have to answer that question, and you have to go back as far as you can go. I think high school, there's a big key to it, but in order for you to get to that point in high school, to know that you're interested in it, to take the classes, because usually these are electives, right? And usually you have to sign up for them. There was something before that happened that led you there. And it's all good. And I know you seem like a very quiet guy, very, interest into yourself, not in a bad way, you're just quiet and that's it. But these are the things that are going to make you actually feel comfortable, even if it seems a little uncomfortable for a moment or two.
Yeah.
Mr. Root, anything else?
Oh, yeah.
Is Jamie a good accountant?
Yeah.
So he's got talent.
You do a lot of good work.
Thank you, sir.
So?
So if you do a lot of good work, and I just want you to tap into the passion and know why. Because I think when you know why you like to do things and how you got there, that tends to clarify a lot of the things that I think you're having trouble, sort of getting focused on. I think that's really the key at this point. Anything else? How was the handshake?
It was good.
Okay. All right. That's it. Thank you, Jamie. You can turn that off. Thank you.
And I think Lisa, for her mock interview,